What is going on, guys? Noah Brewer here, back again with another video, and in this one we're going to be talking about the most up-to-date product testing strategies, along with a couple of different things that you can do to help your ads perform better depending on your situation. So the strategy isn't actually that much different, but I will be walking you through it once more, and I'll also be giving some extra recommendations. Now, I'm assuming that you're watching this video because you want to see success with TikTok ads and dropshipping, and I think that's great, and I think these, kind of one topic tutorial style videos are great. Just keep in mind that it's not all about just having a good product testing strategy. There's many different steps to this business, from your product research, your store building, your testing strategy, of course, which we'll be talking about in this video. And then you also have analyzing your test campaigns and then scaling once you find a winner, and a bunch of more stuff comes after that we don't need to get into. But I just want to make the point that this is kind of just like on one small part of the game. And if you want to learn everything about the game, I do have an ebook that you could find if you go to my YouTube channel and go a couple videos back. So now that you understand that, in this video I will be going over the exact testing strategy, how to actually create the campaign. Yes, I will be showing you me creating a live campaign in this video. And this exact strategy has allowed us to take over 20 stores to over $1,000 per day just in the past couple of months. We've been implementing this strategy for the last 90 days, I would say, when we first discovered this method and started implementing it, and the results have been phenomenal. But keep in mind that it's not all about just having a good testing strategy, and you need to have a good proven product research method, you need to have a good proven store building method, and you also need to know what to do after you launch your actual test. If it works out, how to scale, and if it doesn't work out, how to determine, is it worth spending more money on this product to try to make it work, or should I just move on? Now, in case you didn't know, this is the exact strategy that we implement with our agency clients. And like I said, we've been seeing really good results. About 20 stores we've been able to take to over $1,000 per day just in the past couple of months. And yes, most of those are direct clients of our agency, where we find them products, build their store, run their ad test campaigns, and then scale for them once we find them a winner. So I put together this service with the goal of replicating my strategies for other people, basically allowing them to skip the learning phase and get the strategies implemented directly on their stores. Now, for the next 2 days only, so today, the day that I'm uploading this video, and tomorrow, I am heavily discounting the agency. We've been really honing in our methods, and I really want to take on about 20 more clients so that we can continue hitting our revenue figure goals for the agency and continue finding people winning products so that we can keep on scaling stores and seeing good results. Now, if this is something that you are interested in, send me a DM on Instagram. My username is @NoahDBrewer. I will put it on the screen, or you can schedule a call using the link in the description. However, keep in mind that the sale is only for today and tomorrow, on the day that I'm uploading this video. So if you do want to get in, make sure that you take action and you will be able to get the discounted price. So let's do an overview of the strategy, and then let's actually hop into an ad account and create an actual campaign so that you can see how to actually do it. And if you're brand new, you can kind of follow along. If you're not brand new, you should be able to get a good gist of the strategy just from this sheet, but you can still follow along anyways. Now, essentially, the strategy is doing one campaign, 5 different ad groups. Obviously, we're going to optimize for purchases. If you haven't seen my spending video, my TikTok ads not spending video, I just addressed the issue of TikTok ads not spending and how to solve that, so definitely go check that out if you haven't yet. But we are optimizing from purchases outside of the gate. $20 per day budgets per ad group, so it's a total spend of $100 per day for the whole campaign. Use lowest cost bidding, so I would stay away from manual bid and stuff like that. Just do lowest cost just to avoid any further spending issues. Usually we'll do completely no interest targeting, and we'll also do broad demographics, so that's age, gender, and obviously targeting United States and Canada. So this is basically one campaign, 5 ad groups, no interest, no demographic targeting, keeping pretty much everything broad except for the location. We'll be targeting United States and Canada. Those are the 2 countries that we've kind of stuck with so far. Now, in terms of what you actually put under the ad groups, most people will just put 1 ad or maybe 2 or 3. We found that you have the highest success rates when you put 3 ads under each ad group. Now, ideally, the 3 ads are completely different, but the same for each ad group. So basically, before launching your product, try to create 3 different ads that you can run instead of just relying on 1. And I think this not only helps with the way that TikTok ads spend, but it also serves as a sort of split test where one of your creatives could perform really well and the other 2 do kind of shitty, as opposed to just running with 1. If the one that you have is shitty, then you're kind of out of luck and you're kind of left guessing, maybe it was the creative that made it perform not so great. That way, if you test 3, you can kind of give it a better shot for its money. I do believe it also helps with the optimization of the actual campaign as well. So definitely definitely worth finding 3. In terms of our team's success rates with more than 3 ads, we haven't really seen that much of a difference. Just for those of you guys who are wondering, you know, can I do 5 ads or 10? The answer is yes, but we haven't really seen much of a difference past 3. So usually we just stick with 3. Now, the 2 things that I would probably recommend doing depending on your situation, one of them being hybrid targeting. This is good if your product is kind of niche, right? Like most of the products that we're selling on TikTok are mostly general, right? We don't really have a niche tied to them. But if you do have a niche tied to your products, such as a relationship niche or some sort of sport, you can do what we call like a hybrid targeting. So, you know, for example, 2 out of 5 of the ad groups might have an interest attached to them where the other 3 don't. And this basically allows you to add some interest targeting into your ad groups just in case they perform well, but you still get the full benefits of doing no interest targeting. Keep in mind, we have seen a higher success rate by directly doing all no interest, but sometimes mixing in interest is not the worst thing in the world to do. Now, if you recall my last case study where we scaled the store to about 30K just in a few weeks, you'll remember that we actually did hybrid targeting and it performed really, really good. So that's why I wanted to add that in here and leave it as an option for you guys who want to do that. Now, the other thing that you can do, which I probably wouldn't recommend most of the time, is day parting. This is basically where you control the time of day that your ad groups spend. Now, the only time when I would really recommend this is if you're testing products and you notice really bad inconsistencies with the spend of your ad account. For example, if your ad groups only spend during the last 4 hours of the day, it might be worth turning on day parting just to avoid those types of issues from happening in the future. Most ad accounts will spend the budget, you know, evenly throughout the day, but sometimes it does glitch out, and that's why they added day parting, so that you can kind of, you know, fix the glitches and make sure that it spends, you know, evenly throughout the day, because you don't want it to spend the entire budget in a 1 to 2 hour window and then basically lose out on all the opportunities you could have had the rest of the day. So that pretty much wraps up the strategy as a whole, like kind of an overview just to get you to understand exactly what we're doing. Now let's actually hop into the computer and create a campaign following this strategy so that you guys can see firsthand and even follow along if you're somebody who's new and wants your hand held during this process. So let's jump in there right now. All right, guys, we are here in the ad account now. This is a brand new ad account, so bear with me. And this is also going to be for a live store, and I'm actually going to launch this product. So please excuse any of the blurring or anything that is going on the screen right now. I'm probably going to have to blur out a lot because I don't want to expose this store on this channel. But we are going to be creating a campaign live for you so that you can kind of follow through and see exactly how we do it. So, of course, we're going to do custom mode, create new campaign, and we're going to optimize for conversions. Now, campaign name, usually I'll just name it the name of the product. So in this case, I'm just going to put product name because I don't want to say the product that we're actually going to be testing. Now, split test is a feature that has worked pretty good for us in the past, but we're not going to do it as a part of this method. And we're also not going to do campaign budget optimization. Do not set a budget limit on this campaign because we are going to be setting the budgets on the ad group level, and we want it to spend the full amount. So skip the ad group name for now. I'm going to go ahead and set up the pixel. So I don't want to show the pixel ID, so I'm just going to scroll off of it to make it easy. But what you're going to do is select your TikTok pixel, and then you're going to go ahead and click complete payment. That's essentially TikTok's equivalent of purchases. If you're familiar with any other platform, that's what TikTok calls it. Now, in terms of placements, we're just going to do TikTok only, so go ahead and modify that. In terms of comments and downloads, you can go ahead and do whatever you want to do and whatever you're comfortable with. TikTok recently has been pushing people to leave comments on, so I think that that's what I'm going to do. But like I said, we didn't really see this make a significant difference in the performance that you actually get. So not that big of a deal, and it's really up to you at the end of the day. We are not going to do automated creative optimization, even though we will be doing multiple creatives under this ad group. Just let me walk you through the initial setup. Now, audiences, if you recall, we like to keep it completely broad. So we're going to do no audiences, and obviously we're just product testing, so we don't have retargeting audiences or anything. Demographics, completely broad besides country targeting. We're going to do United States and Canada here. So once you have that, pretty much leave everything else completely open. Languages, you can put English if you really want to, but it's not that big of a deal. Like I said, interest, interaction, actions and behaviors. We're just gonna completely leave them blank. I'm not gonna do any targeting at all. I'm not gonna narrow down by device. The only time I would recommend doing that is if you're testing like a phone case or something like that, and we are not. I am also gonna leave targeting expansion off. Obviously it doesn't matter because we're not doing interest targeting, but this is another way to, you can kind of do something similar to interest targeting if you wanted to put a general interest or behavior in there, and then you can turn this on and it'll kind of like broaden, essentially it'll go outside of the interest based on what TikTok's algorithm thinks your audience will be interested in. So daily budget, just simply put 20. Usually I like to schedule my ads for the next day at midnight. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. So this is the section, if you remember back when we were going over the slide that explained the campaign creation, we talked about day parting. Now this is when you can come in and choose specific times that you wanna come in and run. So we did say that we recommended going from 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. So essentially what that means is all of these hours here. I'm just gonna unselect those. So basically from 10 a.m. to midnight every single day the ads will spend, and then from midnight to 10 a.m. they're not going to spend. For this specific example though, however, I am not going to do day parting as this is a brand new ad account and I'm not 100% sure if we're going to have spending issues, so I'm just going to leave it on spending all day and we'll kind of see what happens. If I do run into spending issues, then I might change that and I might do day parting for campaigns moving forward. And the final setting that you really need to worry about here is pretty much just clicking lowest cost. You can do cost cap and manual bidding, however I don't 100% recommend it as most of the time you will run into spending issues when you're doing it this way. So we're just going to go ahead and click next and we will be brought to where we create our ad. Now, like I said, I will be putting in my real ads here, so this entire screen is probably going to be blurred, or I'll just skip the part where I upload my stuff. But essentially, upload your video, input your ad copy. There will be an area for you to put in a URL right here, and you can choose if you wanna auto-optimize the call to action, which, I mean, honestly, we'll probably just do standard for the sake of this test, but it doesn't matter too much. And then down here, you'll have the TikTok Creative Center checkbox. So if you don't want your ads to be shown on the Creative Center, you can go ahead and leave this unchecked. So if you don't want your ads to be shown on the Creative Center, which I probably wouldn't 100% recommend it, I'd probably just leave that unchecked. So once I get all this filled out, I'll come back in here in a second and I'll show you how to make multiple ads under your ad group. All right, so we just set our video and we written our ad copy, which I will explain to you essentially what it is. I do a really simple ad copy, nothing crazy, no all caps, no discount code, anything like that. Basically, I just say the name of the product and then I say something like available now. You can split test different ad copies and creatives down the line. In terms of just a product test, I find that you just need something really simple, and the call to action button that I chose was shop now, and the URL, the only thing that I want to say there to avoid a potential ban or potential issues is make sure that you have HTTPS, you know, and those little 2 dots and the / before your URL, and I would highly recommend adding www as well. I have run into issues in the past where you add a URL to the ad, and if it doesn't have the HTTPS or it doesn't have the www, then you could run into issues with TikTok not being able to verify the link, and they'll say that it's not an active link or whatever. So I just like to add it out the gate. So what we're gonna do now, and by the way, excuse all the blurring, but we're gonna go ahead and click this add button here, and this is gonna give us the ability to make multiple creatives under a single ad group. So I'm gonna go ahead and upload my other 2 creatives, and we'll have a total of 3 ads under each ad group in this campaign. All right, so once you're done adding your 3 ad creatives in there with your ad copies and everything else, just go ahead and click submit on the bottom of the page, and you'll be brought back to your ad campaign dashboard where we'll go ahead and duplicate and make the other 4 ad groups along with it. All right, so we have our ad group here. Essentially, all we're gonna do is click on copy, and we're gonna make 4 copies of it, and we're gonna make sure that it goes into the existing campaign that we have. And there is one thing that we wanna change here to make sure. I would always recommend double checking everything. This is kind of your time to verify that everything is set up the way that you want it to be. For the new 4 creatives, sometimes they'll come in here and change something that you might not want changed. So make sure that you come in and just double check it before. And one of the things that I know I was gonna have to change was scheduling the new 4 ones for midnight tonight as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. Cool. Cool, everything else looks good to me. I'll go ahead and click next. And on the next page, you can go ahead and review your creatives and make sure that they're duplicating over the correct way as well. I highly recommend double checking everything and just making sure that it's all the way that you want it to be. So if you wanted to do a hybrid style campaign, you can come into this campaign and edit each ad group that you want to add an interest to. Like I said, I would probably recommend hybrid targeting, doing, you know, 2 or 3 of the ad groups in this campaign, adding an interest to it or something along those lines, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. I'm probably not going to do it for the sake of this test and this example because the product is a little bit more broad and it'll be a little bit harder to tie it to a specific niche or interest anyways. So I'm just going to leave it completely broad. But that's essentially how you set up a campaign and all the nitty-gritty things that you need to do to get your first product test launched with TikTok ads, following my proven method that we use for our agency clients to find winners almost every single day. So once you have that set up, I would highly recommend just monitoring your email and making sure that it gets approved and it goes through. So now that you know how to make a TikTok product test campaign using my proven method, you have no excuse to not be able to test products in the correct way. Now, the reason that I think this is the best method to follow is because I have a strategy development sheet where I've tested probably 20 to 30 different testing strategies over the last few months. And this one just comes out on top every single time. Now, when you mix in day parting and hybrid, those results slightly vary, but not by much. Like I said, those are more for people that are having spending issues or whatnot. Now, if you are having spending issues, like I said, I did make a video about this in the past, so I would highly recommend going back a few videos and watching that, just in case you do run into some spending issues, you know what to do to solve them. So that's pretty much it for this video. Like I said, the agency will be on discount today and tomorrow, so if you did want to talk about that and get us to run your ads for you, then go ahead and send me a DM on Instagram. My username is Noah D. Brewer, or you can schedule a call with my team below. Just make sure you do it either today or tomorrow so that you can get in at the discounted price. If you like this video, make sure that you leave a like and make sure that you subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Also, let me know how the performance of your next test goes. If you're following, my product research methods and my store building methods alongside with this, I want to see you see success. That's why I make these videos and that's why I wrote my ebooks. So best of luck to you guys with this strategy. It works really, really good for me, my team, and my clients, and I hope that it works really, really well for you. That's pretty much it for this video. This is Noah Brewer, and I'm out. Peace.